3rd, 2023. 2 days till Christmas. You guys ready? That Dad Guy Live answers part 98. We are inching closer. So 100 will be in the new year. We'll see what questions we have. Someone is on already, so welcome to whoever is on and watching. If you want to say hi, go ahead. If you want to leave a question, go ahead as well. That's how we're going to answer these questions. I don't have any questions from last week that were left in the comments to answer, so it'll all be whatever comes up in this live today. The tree is decorated. The shopping is done. Yesterday's anniversary was a success. It's all over now. I went out to a nice restaurant to eat. I was iffy on what I got. They were both good, but I had a seafood pasta, and something in it didn't quite agree with me. So it's all right. But I did have a lobster Caesar salad to start, and that was really good. And they did a lobster bisque to start before that. Oh, Stephen is on from Australia. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the anniversary greetings and Merry Christmas, everyone. Yes, agreed. 3 people on. All right, we're climbing. Let's get this number up into double digits real quick here. So yeah, so I started with a nice lobster bisque to start, and then I had a lobster and what else was in it? It was lobster seafood with lobster knuckles, and oh, there was some braised short rib in it too. It was really good. And then after that, I went with this pasta salad that was seafood, and it had scallops and lobster, and there was something else in it that maybe didn't quite agree with me, and I hope it wasn't an oyster, because oysters and clams are things that don't quite agree with me. Yeah, it was a lobster bar, or it was a oyster bar we went to called St. Louis, and it was really nice. My wife had a nice beef meal. It was always just nice to get out, try some different things, and enjoy a night out. So that was what our anniversary was about. And then we came home yesterday. My daughter Dea got her wisdom teeth taken out, so that has been a little bit of an ordeal. She did very well, and she did have some pain, and she's got medication for it. She does have swelling still today. What are lobster knuckles? Okay, in the arm that goes down to the claw, it is a thicker arm, and so inside that there is meat, and that's what they call the lobster knuckles. Not necessarily the claw part, not the tail part, but in the large legs that go down to the claws. That's what they call lobster knuckles. At least that's what they call them here. Not like your hand knuckles. Yeah, so Dea's got a bit of swelling and stuff, so we're hoping that that will pass quickly, and that she'll be all set for Christmas Day. She told she was in the top 1% with wisdom teeth because she had 5 of them. I never knew you could have more than 4, but yeah, she had a little tiny extra one for 5, and the oral surgeon actually said he has seen people that have up to 8, but it's very rare to have more than 4, I guess. Yeah, she had a very unrestful sleep last night, so she's still trying to sleep and rest. She's supposed to stay on her back and have her head elevated in order to help healing. And then she does ice packs on her face for 2 days, and then she can switch over to heat after that. She has some antibiotics, and she has some pain medication. Not fun to have before Christmas, but not really fun to have any time, and we kind of had to schedule it in while she was home from university. So what is going on in Australia? What time is it, Stephen, there now? You're a number of hours ahead. Are you almost midnight there now? Ida Marie, welcome, welcome. Merry Christmas. Just past half minute. Okay, so 12:30, right? Yeah, I knew you were a number of hours ahead, so 14 and a half. As it is only 10 o'clock in the morning here. We will see who else joins on here. So thank you, Stephen, once again for the Advent calendar. I haven't had a chance yet to start going through day by day and learning the different sayings for Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's, but it is something I will put aside and try to do. So very creative. It would have been really cool if each day was a different stamp from one of those countries. I guess that would kind of give it away, though, if you did a stamp with the saying. So I'm not sure how it would work. But you probably could do a different stamp for a different country for each Advent day. That would be something for the future. Oh, there's lots of things you could do with Advent calendars. Like I've shown in the past, the 3 that we have here, we have an old truck that each has a drawer for each day where we put candy and things in for the kids. And then we have a Lego Star Wars Advent calendar, so every day they put together something new. And then this year we did a rubber ducky Advent calendar. Basil is on from Goa. Welcome. Christmas star, we do not have a Christmas star on our tree because we have a birch tree, which I think I did show in the last live. I will show it again here in this one. So we do not really have a top to the tree like a green tree does. Welcome, Media from Finland. You're getting some wet snow there. No, we haven't done our daily weather up. Well, we can do it right now if you like. Let's see. What is the weather? I better go over and check. It is. Oh, let's turn this around so you can see. It is -8 outside here in Moncton right now. I don't know what that is with the wind chill because I'm not sure. I haven't been outside. But I will get back to answering your questions about the tree. I will show it. Any traditions for Christmas Eve? We used to go to our church service Christmas Eve. I haven't done that in the last couple of years with COVID and all the other stuff that's been happening. But normally my in-laws come over because they spend the night and are here for Christmas morning and breakfast and the rest and the meal. We usually read the night before Christmas storybook. And that's kind of it. Just take it easy. We wrap presents because all of our presents don't get wrapped until Christmas Eve here. Better go back and see what other questions here. Some things are popping up quickly. Basil says not on the tree. Well, I don't have another Christmas star to go anywhere else. No problem with it. Yeah, I suppose, Stephen, if you put stamps behind that paper, it might bend unless you had it kind of folded over on a cardstock. But yeah, I'm not sure. Just an idea. And then Stephen's using his Finnish. That's good with all the languages. All right, Stephen, how many languages are you maybe not fluent in, but have a working knowledge of? All right, Basil, I don't have that same tradition that you have about putting a Christmas star by your entrance. Yeah, we don't do that here in Canada. 15 degrees in Stephen's part of Australia right now, which should be about 10 degrees higher. I guess it's summer there. So who else has weather? Someone said weather update, and I gave ours as -8, and Stephen's given his. 28 degrees in Goa. We heard wet snow is in Helsinki, Finland, but we didn't get a temperature. So, Media, what's the temperature there right now? Ida Marie, what is it for you in the U.S.? Your part of the U.S., of course. $31 degrees. Wow, nice. Wait a minute. 31 degrees Fahrenheit or 31 degrees Celsius? I'm thinking you're thinking it's 31 degrees Fahrenheit. Knowing where you are. So it's probably a little chillier than you'd like. Yeah, Fahrenheit. That's what I thought. +1 for Media, where she is now. Stephen can speak English pretty well. Learned French in school, but it's pretty rusty there. Studied Chinese and Russian at uni and can more or less have a conversation in those. You do have some African languages too, don't you, that you can speak? You were born in Kenya? Yeah, it's been seasonally warm here too. Christmas Day, maybe even tomorrow too, it's supposed to be about 5 or 8 degrees out for the next 3 or 4 days. It's sunny. No white Christmas for us. Basil's asking, is all the decor up? All the decor is now up. The tree is done. All the decorations are all done. The last live I did last Wednesday, I kind of showed around the house at all the decorations, but I will show the tree again today. Yeah, right now I'm kind of waiting to see who else comes on, and then we'll do a trip over to the tree. Well, I did have my sister drop by yesterday. She was in town visiting my parents, so she came over and she brought in some shortbread cookies with icing, mainly for my daughter when she's able to eat solid food again. And then she brought what we call fly pies, which are kind of a butter tart with currants in them, which they're all gone now. I've eaten all 4 that she brought over. So those I have tried. And I would like to get into the shortbread cookies, but there's only 4 of those too, so I'm not sure if I can. But I haven't done any other baking. I have bought some boxes of chocolates. I did get a box of chocolates from people at work, and one of my customers at work. They gave me a box of chocolate-covered cherries, which I'm not a fan of, but my wife is, so she's been enjoying those. And yeah, we got some toffee phase. I'm not sure if you know what those are, but a box of toffee phase. You can Google them. Steven says, I can read Russian a bit better than speak. Picked up a bit of Turkish, Portuguese, Slovak, Arabic, and a few words of Greek, mostly in just a few words. Very impressive. Boxing Day, can I explain? Do we celebrate that? Yeah, we do celebrate it in Canada, which just means that there is no work. It's another statutory holiday. Different parts of Canada do it differently, though. Here in New Brunswick, most of Atlantic Canada, all the stores are closed on Boxing Day. There are a few that do open. I mean, you're going to still have pharmacies open on Boxing Day, but things like grocery stores and that will be closed. I know in Ontario, not the same way. There are a lot more stores that are open on Boxing Day. They used to fine people to do it, but those are real big sales, and some people take the fines in order to be open and try to generate the business. But it's just a day of rest. It used to be kind of an English tradition that on Boxing Day was the day that all the servants got to have the holiday. They worked on Christmas to help the family or that they were living with and or working for, and then on Boxing Day that was their day of rest. So we continue to have Boxing Day here. Can I speak a little Swahili? Oh, the languages are continuing, Stephen. How many are there? So many. Yeah, I think Boxing Day is celebrated throughout the Commonwealth. So English holiday and all the Commonwealth countries kind of have followed suit. And you enter in the ring as well, right? I have no idea what you're talking about, Basil. Yes, right. My first That Dad Guy answers in 2024 will be my 100th. Oh, boxing bout. Yeah. Yeah, no, not that kind of Boxing Day. We don't beat up each other. It kind of sounds like it should be that way, but no, it's not. Celebrate big for the 100th. I'm not sure what I'd do to celebrate. I'm getting a lot more questions this way, so I guess the lies are paying off for that Dad Guy answers this way. Yes, that's right, Stephen. That's when the servants got their presents. Boxing Day. I'm glad on our Boxing Day we don't tend to do very much. We used to have the kids have their friends over for a party. It hasn't been done for a little while yet, but I guess as the kids are getting older, that's kind of not the thing anymore. But for the most part, we try to do as little as possible. You had so much activity on Christmas Day with the opening of the gifts, the cleaning up after the Christmas breakfast, and the Christmas meal, and all the family coming over, and then the cleanup after that too. By the end of Christmas Day, you're kind of exhausted. You had a great time, but it's a lot of work. So on Boxing Day, you sit and do as little as possible. You don't go outside unless you're going out for a walk, which we do that. Try to get out and walk around a little bit, especially if it's on a nice day. And it looks like Boxing Day this year will be very nice. So probably have a good walk in. Try to burn off some of those Christmas calories. Anna Marie always thought that a box had something to do with it. Yes, the Christmas boxes. Only I've got 2 likes so far. So right now it's showing 4 people on and 2 people liking it. I am annoying 2 other people, so they don't want to like it apparently. It's all right. But I appreciate you, Stephen, for noticing it. 3 likes. Thank you, Basil. 5 people on, 3 likes. Let's see where everybody's from. See if some other people come on. Once again, trying to figure out whether or not. Oh, 4 likes. We're up there. Starting to climb a little bit. Oh, I wonder why it's not updating for you, Stephen. I'm showing 5 on, 4 likes. Now, there have been a few people that have told me that either the way they watch these lives, sometimes people just watch them on a television, so of course you can't like on the television if you're not on your tablet or on your phone to do that. You can't leave comments and stuff. So there are some people that are just watching through their television set and aren't participating that way. Yeah, we do have some regulars for some of the lives that aren't on right now, but that's all right. It is a busy weekend for people, and I suspect this probably isn't high on the things to do. Um, yeah, Isabel would be getting close to lunchtime for her, so she may be off running around, and of course, Amber, it's a little earlier in the day for her too, so everybody has things that they need to do, so I'm appreciating it. My reading of Reminiscence Mag was good. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it was a really cool magazine. I was really happy that Lamont and Violet said that to me. There were a lot of things in it that I mean, a lot of them were stories well before me, but were things in there that I could relate with, and there were things that were just interesting to read about too that I didn't know. The Bose cards were something I didn't know existed until that magazine. I I knew about the Bose and people's creation of things, but I didn't realize that it turned into a postcard art form, and it was very popular to send off. So Basil's multitasking between laptop and phone. Any new ideas for that dad guy in 2024? I know Snail Mail with Smokey. Smokey gave his kind of up and coming what he was planning on doing for 2024. Very stamp related, I think, mostly for him coming up. Um, for me, not really the same way. I create videos based on what's happening in my life and what's going on, so it's not necessarily a planned out. I need to be doing this, this, and this. I do, yes, on every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I tend to do the same type of video. So every Friday, I show you what mail I got during the week. That will continue. Saturdays, I've been doing that dad guy answers. So as you can see, we're coming up on 100 of those. We'll see how long that lasts. If there's popularity in it, then I will continue. If it's run its course, then maybe I'll come up with something different. Sundays usually the day that I write my postcards, so I kind of show you those. I probably will be doing a few more individual postcard videos showing you how I decorate selections, that sort of thing, because people seem to be asking about that, so I may do that. I do a video if someone sends me some things through the week. I usually do a video the following week showing what came in, and then when festivals take place, I go to festivals. I'll show you those. So I don't have any new concepts that I'm going to do yet. Stamp versus Stamp with Smokey, we're planning on continuing that, so I'd like to do one of those a week. Renee Lewis has hinted that she'd like to do a collaboration. I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet, so she said she was going to reach out to me, so I'll hear her thoughts on that, what she wants to do. I like doing collaborations like the Unicorn Gang, so yeah, we're going to see what happens. Do you guys have any suggestions of what you'd like to see from me? Remote trips are fun. Yeah, anytime I get a chance to go somewhere and see something different, whether it's a hike, whether it's a festival, whether it was something work related that I got to do, I like to bring you along for those. So my trips to Montreal to see my daughter, having those as well. Any Christmas Day special video, a walk around the neighborhood maybe. I'm not sure. It'll all depend on what my day is looking like. Christmas Day certainly is a busy one. One of the things I've done in the past too that I didn't do this year, I did, at Halloween time 2 years ago. I took you around to different Halloween displays in the city. I didn't do that this year. Kind of wanted to have a little bit of a break. I did do that with Christmas decorations last year, and I haven't done that this year yet. There's always a possibility that that might still happen, depending on what my daughter is feeling like. Because that was something she wanted to do, see all the Christmas lights in the city. It does look different, though, without the snow on the ground, having Christmas lights. Stephen, I did get your email and had a chance to read through it. I haven't had a chance to sit down and respond to it yet. So we will see. I think I've answered some of the questions in some of your video comments. But yeah, it certainly made sense, and your dad or both your parents had very interesting lives. So I really enjoyed reading it. Is the old man tradition alive in your neighborhood? And I don't know what the old man tradition is. You clearly have some traditions that we do not have. Unless by old man you just mean Santa Claus. Yeah, very interesting. Your parents have lived very interesting lives, and I thank your father for his service. As long as he was working for the Allies. I don't know if you heard about that big faux pas that we had in Canadian Parliament earlier this year, where I think the current government was hoping to bring in more sentiment to help Ukraine and their war efforts, but they brought a gentleman in that fought during the Second World War, and they piped him up as a war hero. He was from Ukraine, but someone didn't go back and study their history a little bit because he was fighting for the Nazis. So that was put a big black eye on our Canadian government at the time, where they all stood and gave him a round of applause, and then after the fact, they realized that he wasn't fighting for the Allies. Oops. Basil says, old man, dressing up as an old man effigy or an old clothes wolves. Yeah, no, we don't have that tradition here in Canada. Steve says, I think he was. Okay. Well, maybe that's why he didn't talk about it too much. He didn't know what side he was working for. Yes, important, very important to do background checks and also know your history. All right, Basil, thanks for joining. Thank you for being a part of it. You can mark another one off on your lives that you've been a part of. And yeah, have a good sleep. I know it's late for you. I know it's late for Stephen as well, so I appreciate you guys both popping on. See you later. Any special dish Canada on 2024? Do you mean like a New Year's Day food or something that I'd like to eat in 2024? I need a little bit of clarification with that question. Oh, it's only 8 o'clock for you and go now. Okay, enjoy your dinner then. Yeah, late dinner. Thank you, Stephen, for the story. No, we don't have the tradition of Christmas sauna there. We really don't have any saunas in Canada other than what you might find at a spa. So if you're going to go into a special spa, or you might have a fancy hotel that has a sauna in where they have their swimming pool and their gym facilities. But people having individual saunas or saunas that you can go to regularly, we don't have that here in Canada. I did have one person. I was working in a rural route. I was a mailman there for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months before I moved to a different rural route, and they were a couple from Denmark, I believe, and they had their own sauna back in the woods, off from their house. It looked like a giant whiskey barrel. That was kind of the shape of it, and I'd asked the lady when I stopped to deliver a parcel, and I asked her what this whiskey barrel thing was, and she said it was a sauna. And to me, I was hearing sonar. I was like, "What do you mean you have sonar?" And then she's like, "No, a sauna." So she had such a thick accent that I didn't quite catch the word the first time. Maybe not even the second time. But see you, Basil. Enjoy your dinner. So yeah, so Media, no saunas here. So I'm always very pleased to hear about your saunas and the traditions that go along with them, and that they're everywhere, just like everybody else's traditions. It is nice to learn about different things, like the old man in the town that Basil was just talking about. It's not something we have here. We don't have hanging a star by your front door. So does, or for Ida Marie. I mean, she doesn't have Boxing Day in the United States, so that's something completely foreign for her as well. Ida Marie, you're off too. All right. Merry Christmas to you. Hopefully we'll see you before New Year, so I won't say Happy New Year, but Merry Christmas, and we'll see some of you over the next couple days. If I have some other videos going out, hopefully you'll tune in. Just curious, Ida Marie, before you leave, if you do, on the 26th, what do you do? I mean, it's not Boxing Day. Is it just a regular return to work day? Life is normal? There's a question from India. Use birch branches in the sauna like they do in Russia, where they tend to call it banya. What do you use the birch branches for? Do you burn birch? I think of sauna as just having beds of coal that you pour water over. Once again, something new I'm learning. Oh, I said that I would go to the tree. People are already starting to leave. What was that? Let's go to the tree. It's been a half an hour in, and unfortunately I've already had a few people that have left and I didn't show it yet. Ta-da! There is our birch tree. You can see it spans the ceiling. You can see the decorations on the mantle with our stockings hung with care for both my wife and I and Dea and Ari, and then there's one there for Polo that hasn't been hung yet. Their nativity sets, and then the tree with all its thousands of decorations, from hanging tinsel. This is my anniversary gift I got this year, which is Mandalorian and Grogu Lego versions. So you can take in all the varieties. There's a decoration I got from Skyestia in Lithuania last year. It's kind of turned around. There we go. And ones the kids made. Balloon animals. Take-out boxes. There's a new hedgehog one we got this year by a crafter at the Christmas at the Coliseum who was from France. Lego Darth Vader. Get caught in the tree. There's a narwhal. There's kind of summer Santa. And Eeyore. What else can we find? Star David. There's a teddy bear dressed as a bear, or a gingerbread man. Christmas sweaters. Birchburg Santa. You can see Jack from A Nightmare Before Christmas. Gnome. Birds in the trees. Nope. You can see Lego Han Solo. There's a few Lego things. There's some more hedgehog things too. Doctor Who. Yeah, so that is our birch bark tree. In the State Art Gallery in South Australia, there is an installation made of red string and it fills the room. Your tree kind of reminds me of that. Okay. My father-in-law always wanted to have an upside down Christmas tree. So hang the decorations from the ceiling kind of on wires at all the different lengths, but then they would kind of make the point of a tree. But it would take hundreds, if not thousands, of hooks in your ceiling in order to have that. Welcome, Isabel. You were mentioned earlier on that you were missing. Basil was asking about you. So yeah. Such is Christmas. All right, I'll swing it back around. But I mentioned I was going to show you the tree when it was completed, so there is the completed tree. All it needs now is a few presents under it. And like I say, those will happen on Christmas Eve. So we'll go back to sitting on the comfortable couch. The other thing about being over here versus being where the Christmas tree is that my daughter and wife are upstairs, so they can hear the whole conversation. So if they're trying to sleep or do other things, I didn't want to interrupt them. Oh, you were on listening, but your boss, okay, work again. So you were that other person that I could see in the background that wasn't talking. It's good. One day, the goal of people talking about goals for 2024, my goal for these lives would be to have 20 people on at the same time talking. So we've had up to 9, I think, all at once. So we're very close to that double digits. Maybe even in that first live, we may have hit 10. But we're going to see about one day, hopefully, getting to the point where there's 20 people on. That's what I'd like. I'd like to have conversations, one that so much stuff's going by that I have to kind of flick back to read what people are saying, and the conversations between you guys. I like the fact that you guys are getting to know each other and are communicating back and forth too, so it makes the community even tight-knit. Yeah, I think 20 people, if 20 people were chatting, I mean, it doesn't have to be constant messages all the time, because then it would be hard to catch up with everyone, but I think that would be good. Let's see if it's doable. I'm nearing almost 1,100 subscribers. Now, these lives, though, only about 50 people watch them so far, so they are really not a popular video for me. I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it, and I think those of you who tune in enjoy it as well, but it hasn't quite caught on with everybody yet, and I get it. They're long. Hard to keep up with 4. Too old for this? You're not into these lives as much? I think too, Stephen, you like to talk about a lot of stuff and you go into great detail about it, so you can't. It's harder for you, I think, isn't it, for you to write one-line sentences than it is to write paragraph sentences. This is definitely, if you're commenting on these type of videos, you have to keep it short. And I guess for Isabel too, if you've got to translate it, it makes it a little harder too. There is challenges. I'm just putting it out there. That would be kind of interesting to see a grouping of 20 people on at the same time. I know I watch lives for other people and they have thousands of people on. I don't know how they do it that way, because most people wouldn't be able to keep up with the questions that would be flying through. No, you haven't missed anything yet, Maria. I am still going to do a video on the recipes that were sent in, but I did mention it's probably going to be between Christmas and New Year's that I do it, because I haven't had the time to get together and get all the ingredients and create one of those. So it's still coming, and because I'm on vacation between Christmas and New Year's, I think that'll be a good time to do it. Oh, Stephen, you're doing a great job at participating and keeping the sentences short, and other people have a chance to read it too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more Unicorn Gang stuff. We only did the one video so far, and that was one that came out on my channel. So it wasn't quite a collab that crossed over all three channels. But I think we will try to do something else there. I'm hoping that the other members would be up for that too. You keep wanting to give long answers. Keep them short. It's good. Yeah, collaborations are a lot of fun to do, and we've got a good bunch of people to collaborate with. Smokey and I have had some success with the two that we've done together, and the one that I've done for the Unicorn Gang so far was a nice start. But there are some other things I like to do. The problem is, I think I'm always trying to do something different or strange or comical, and so it's hard to keep track of that. And if you're doing it through multiple videos on different channels, it's hard. So you got to come up with the right idea and what works for everybody. Yeah, I think the interactions are a lot of fun between you guys and myself. It's the only time I really can do it, when you guys leave me a question and I answer it, or a statement and I answer it. It's kind of one-sided. This way, with the back and forth, it's a lot better. You did miss the weather report. That was done quite early on. Media actually instigated that one because she thought she'd missed it. And so, yeah. Feel free, though, you can give the weather for your area if you like. Yeah, in previous lives, we always left the weather report till kind of the 40-minute mark in that. But this time it was early. All right, 20 degrees there, just before noon in Concepcion, Chile. You're going to go up to 25. Very nice. What does my wife do, and does she have any hobbies? My wife does for work is that she is in brokerage, so in the trucking field. She finds trucks to move different shipments. That's the long and the short of it. And does she have any hobbies? She does not have any hobbies. So even at 45 minutes into the video, questions still can be said. It's kind of the nice thing about this. The other That Daddy Guy Answers videos, where I just create a video, answer the questions from the week before. Sometimes they're only about 10 minutes long because I only get 2 or 3 questions a week. And for example, last week's video, which was live, so maybe people aren't seeing that as a way to comment and leave questions either. They didn't leave any questions, so I didn't have anything for this week other than what you guys have brought to me today. I'm sure she enjoys you enjoying your hobbies. Sure. Do I have a favorite Christmas song or carol? That was asked of me before, and I think I said Silent Night was... There are lots of nice ones, The Little Town of Bethlehem and all sorts of things like that, but Probably Silent Night. We Three Kings. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Not a carol, but I guess it's a song. So Media is the only European to join today, which is different. I don't think I have a preference one way or the other. If I'm listening to holiday music, I guess it would be, Christmas carols or traditional songs intertwined. Sometimes it's traditional carols that are sung by recent pop stars or things too. I'm a big fan of Michael Bublé's Christmas. Michael Bublé is being a Canadian, and so we always play Michael Bublé's Christmas carols when we're decorating the tree. But I'm not adverse to regular Christmas songs too that have shown up in cartoons or movies, things that are new and modern spins on things. My favorite Christmas movie is Elf with Will Ferrell. And it's just because it's light and funny, and it's kind of a no-brainer with a good message behind it. I also enjoyed the Tim Allen versions of Santa Claus movies. I think there's been 3, maybe 4 of them. The latest one, I haven't seen them. Or you can go back and watch things like Home Alone, or the controversial one of Die Hard. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie, not a Christmas movie? Just because something takes place at Christmas time, does it make it a Christmas movie? Gremlins, is it a Christmas movie? That is one of those debatable things for a long time, that just because something is set at a time frame, does it make it part of that? If it really doesn't focus on, like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, it's right in the title. It's a Christmas vacation. It's got to be a Christmas movie. But Die Hard, even though it takes place at Christmas time, it's not really Christmas themed in any way, other than there is a Christmas party that it all takes place. It starts during. What are your takes on that? What do you think? What makes something a Christmas movie? I ask the questions that I leave these big pauses of nothing. Maybe that's why people aren't wanting to see this as much, because if you watch it later on, it looks like I'm sliding on the couch because everything is sideways. There we go. Just because I'm laying back being comfortable on the couch. Yeah, when I pause to hear answers, sometimes I think maybe that kind of takes away from the video. And there I'm just reading Steven's comment about how about anybody else in the group, what are their favorite Christmas songs or carols. He doesn't know if he has a favorite carol, but he does like most of them. But Carol of the Bells is up there. Carol of the Bells, I'll have to look that one up. I'm sure I know the song, but just me. I don't know it as that. I'm going to pick up a remote control that fell on the floor. Maybe I don't know it by that title. I'm guessing Isabel is back working again, or can't type because her boss is around. That's why it's gone quiet. We know that Ida Marie has gone, and Basil has gone now. Maria, I'm not sure is still here or not. We are missing a few of our regulars that haven't popped on yet. Amber's normally a regular from Missouri. She hasn't arrived. Karina hasn't arrived. Victoria in the UK hasn't arrived. Actually, I haven't seen Victoria for the last couple, so hopefully everything's okay with her. Okay, maybe I don't know that song then. I don't know any of those, but that doesn't mean they aren't fantastic songs. I suspect every country has their own versions and their own songs out there too. I've been indoctrinated by North American music, I think. But I'm glad you're sharing them because there are probably other people that do know those songs. Or if they don't, they now have a written version so they can go look them up. There you go. See, Steven's going to look them up, and then he can figure out what the songs sound like. Well, folks, I think we've come to an end. It's gotten quiet, and the questions have been answered. I appreciate you guys coming on once again for this and making it an interactive journey and lasting as long as we have. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, so I'm probably not going to write postcards on Christmas Eve. If I do, it'll probably be just a single postcard in a decorating format that I would do. Other than that, I don't know. We'll see what videos come up. I am going to post some pictures of the Christmas tree on Instagram, so those will go up. I might have a short video that's kind of comical to go. We will see. But yeah, we'll do probably a recipe video next week. I'll probably have a stamp video for sure next week. Other than that, you guys have a magical week.